All right, welcome back to the channel. So, Jermell Charlo, after coming off a masterclass performance and a knockout victory over Brian Castano, Jermell Charlo have some young, serious smoke in the 154 division since Jermell Charlo has cleared out the big names, and now he has some upcoming rising stars to fight. And one of them is Tszyu. And also, Jermell Charlo will be ordered within 30 days to fight Tszyu, or he will be stripped. So I'm going to break it down to y'all. Let's talk about it in this video. King Jr. got another video for y'all. Please sure that you like and subscribe to the channel, and also share the video to get all your latest boxing news, and hit that bell icon to get all the newest news I release on the sport of boxing. And I apologize, guys, about the delay. I had some business to take care of. So we back again on this boxing talk. Jermell Charlo has recently put on a masterclass performance and a beautiful knockout performance on Brian Castano. Shout out to Brian Castano for giving everything he got. Jermell Charlo was just the underdog at the end of the day. So, with that being said, it looks like Jermell Charlo is going to have some serious smoke coming up in the division. We know that Sebastian Fondura is in the mandatory position to fight Jermell Charlo for the WBC belt. We know that Tszyu is the mandatory to fight Jermell Charlo for the WBO belt, and Tszyu and Jermell Charlo has been trading a little bit of words and disputes. And Jermell Charlo says, "Who is Tszyu? What has he done? He has done nothing." And Jermell Charlo is absolutely right. Tszyu got dropped by a guy that we didn't even know who he was for real. So Tszyu is going to be pushing for the WBO mandatory. So the WBO has given Jermell Charlo 30 days. That's how usually WBO works. They give you 30 days to make a decision to defend your belt against a mandatory, and so on and so forth. Really, they give you 90 days, but they're probably going to give Jermell Charlo a deadline within 30 days to make up his mind, purse bid splits, and all this other stuff. So with that being said, I don't think Jermell Charlo is going to stay at 154. Like he said before, guys, he's looking to exit the division. He did what he had to do, and I'm absolutely right. I think Jermell Charlo shouldn't give these young guys a payday. I think that they need to work hard just like he did, and collect all the belts that way. So we all know whoever the winner between Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford, they're going to be looking to make their way up to collect those belts as well. But looks like Terrence Crawford ain't going to have an opportunity to fight Jermell Charlo, because Jermell Charlo could be potentially move up to 160. And when Jermell Charlo does exit the division, Jermell Charlo has a lot of options to take. Jermell Charlo, a lot of people wants to see him take that WBO route to fight Jaime Munguia. We know Jaime Munguia was on a hype duck train. We know that Jaime Munguia wanted no parts of Jermell Charlo due to broadcasting rights. I think that's obviously stupid, because the Zone, they want to get in part of this, and Showtime's like, look, we putting up the big money. Y'all ain't putting up nothing. So whatever the case may be. So if Jermell Charlo moves up to 160, that means Jermell Charlo says he's going to have a fight between Macy, Selecki, and then he's going to make his way up to 68, because Demetrius Andre has already made his way up to 68. So those guys are going to be out the 160 division. Jermell Charlo can move up and could potentially claim undisputed there, and he has a lot of time to do it. He's only 31 years of age. He's still young, and a lot of people would like to see him take the WBO right to fight Jaime Munguia. Jaime Munguia will have no choice but to fight Jermell Charlo, because Jermell Charlo is undisputed, and when you claim undisputed, you are allowed to be the mandatory for the WBC or the WBO. I don't know about the IBF and WBA. I believe you have to work your way back up to get those belts, but Jermell Charlo could fight for the WBC title if Jaime Munguia flips on the WBC title. A lot of people would like to see him fight for the WBC title and stuff like that at 160 pounds. Since Jaime Munguia is in the WBO, you take the WBO route. You stop him off his bum streak. If he refused to fight, Jaime Munguia would just drop off the list and probably go to the WBC, and then put you in a position to fight a nobody, which there's rarely anybody at 160 pounds. I think Janabek is at 160 in the WBO rankings, so they might put you in a position to fight Janabek for the WBO because he's really high up high up in the WBO. So who knows what the case may be. A lot of people would like to see him fight Erislandy Lara. We know that Erislandy Lara moved up to 160 pounds. And a lot of people feel like that would be an easy fight to make. In my opinion, it is an easy fight to make because both parties is with the PBC. And not the WBO, the WBA. I'm sorry, guys. The WBA will allow him to collect the belt as well. And I think that collecting that WBA belt first is probably a big task, in my opinion, because a lot of guys in the we know how the WBA is. They want to basically have all these tournaments and make up excuses to not unifying the belts. We've seen the situation with Errol Spence Jr. and Dennis Ugas, how that situation turned out. And then the WBA said, you know what, whatever, let him fight. So whatever the case may be, I would like to see him fight Erislandy Lara. I think Jermell Charlo beats Erislandy Lara, and I think Jermell Charlo beats Jaime Munguia. It would make for an interesting fight, and Jaime Munguia would be one of the biggest names on his resume because Jaime Munguia hasn't lost yet, but he hasn't fought the competition we hasn't fought. So I'm happy for Jermell Charlo claiming undisputed. He's the 7th undisputed champion of the world. I'm proud of Jermell Charlo, despite the stuff that he does outside the sport of boxing, outside the ring. I don't keep up with that stuff. So when we talking boxing and stuff like that, I appreciate Jermell Charlo for what he does in the ring. He has accomplished a lot, and I would like to see what he does next moving forward. Now, Jermell Charlo has not responded back to the situation with Tszyu, but if Jermell Charlo wants to stay for a few more fights defending those belts at 154 pounds, I'm cool with that. You know, usually a lot of guys will like to have that one more fight, just like Josh Taylor had basically that one more fight. We don't know if he's going to move up, but he's out of mandatory against Jose Zepeda for the WBC. But I would like to see Jermell Charlo fight one of these young lions and knock him off. But if Jermell Charlo feel like, hey, I ain't got to fight you, you ain't worth nothing, make him work hard for all the belts and, you know, let them get undisputed there once again. And I would like to see Jermell Charlo get undisputed at 160 pounds as well. But we got a guy within Gennady Golovkin that still is the unified middleweight champion who's going to fight Saul Canelo Alvarez and move up to 68 to fight him for a rematch, which he's going to lose, in my opinion. So now Jermell Charlo will have an opportunity to get a gateway for those belts. And a lot of those guys are going to be looking to fight him at 160 pounds because he's going to be the cash cow there. Because he already had undisputed at 154. He goes ahead and take one of those routes, the WBO route or WBA. He already be in the position for the mandatory position for those belts. And, you know, he could just reset and repeat all over again. There's no really serious threat at 160 pounds. The serious threat at 160 is probably Janabek, but I think Jermell Charlo beats Janabek because Janabek is arguably fights like Triple G. But I think Jermell Charlo beats Janabek and could knock out Janabek because I don't think Janabek is all that, in my opinion. And so, if, like I said before, if Jaime Munguia ducks Jermell Charlo, or Jermell Charlo, whatever route he chooses, goes that WBO route, Jaime Munguia and Golden Boy Promotions, the zone will have nowhere to run. They will be looking and hiding. If Jaime Munguia lose, they will be looking in the rebuild and fight nothing but massive bums. And if Jaime Munguia just exit the division and go to the WBC, we'll run him out of the WBC as well. So if Jaime Munguia decides to pull out, it will put Jermell Charlo in position to fight Janabek because Janabek is like, what, number 3 in the WBO? So Jaime Munguia is already out the position for the WBO. Jermell Charlo is instantly number 1. And Jaime Munguia gets booted out or whatever the case may be, I can see them not fighting. This fight's not going to happen because of the stylistic matchup. It will be Jermell Charlo versus Janabek for the WBO. You take that WBO route, you beat the hardest guy in the division, which is Janabek, and you clean it up. You know, give these bums a payday and regain undisputed once again. And you could call it a career. That's just my opinion on the whole situation. But shout out to Jermell Charlo for making history. I wish him nothing but the best in his career. I hope he makes wise decisions outside the sport of boxing and just continue to spend more time with your family, calm down, relax, you know. And, you know, at the end of the day, just kick some ass in the ring until you're ready to call it a career. So, with that being said, guys, it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. I'm out of here. Peace.